Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm Avner Ronen from Boxee. Boxee is an open source project that aims to change the way people are using their TV screens. They have big screens and fat bandwidth pipes, and they want to do more with their TV screen. And what Boxee tries to do is enable them to get access to all that media. So the way we operate is we want to be the Firefox of that space. We want to be the open source alternative to what Microsoft and Apple are doing, and be very user focused, and be very quick, and use the fact that we're small to our advantage.
Okay.
Yeah, open source I think is a little bit an abused term these days, because many companies tout it even though they are not open source. So Boxee is based on an open source project called XBMC. We're all users of that project before Boxee started, and when we started Boxee, we wanted to stay true to the open source nature of the project. So Boxee is GPL, which means anybody that downloads Boxee can also download the source code, compile it, change it, distribute it again under his own name, and it's free for everybody. Before Boxee, most of us worked in this corporate Converse that does software for telecom, and we held different positions. We were all friends, and then in January '07, we all kind of left the company and started Boxee.
Was that a frightening experience?
No, it was an exciting experience. We were all staying there way too much, more than we should. So we're all anxious to go and start a startup and get excited about what we do and how we wake up in the morning. So it was not frightening at all.
Do you need a drink?
Yeah, I mean...
Okay, it's okay.
You want to go running, or...?
Am I making you cry?
A little bit.
He's really proud of you
I'm
too.
the Clint.
Yeah. That's Andrew.
We have a moment.
That's me. Oh, my hair is all flat. Hold on. Wait. Here you go. We gotta
Do your thing.
We gotta do the rock star here because that's the way it is. There we go.
Wow.
There we go.
That's a whole new you.
It's a whole new me.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, like that fabulously light, wonderful HD camera. I'm so into it. I love you.
Andrew, what's going on, man?
You're making me emotional. You're funny, good.
But do you mind? I know you explained what open source is, but I would love to understand kind of the philosophy behind it and why there's such a big movement.
In general?
Yeah, kind of in the more of the emotional sense behind it, and why there's this big push to have everything open source. Why is it cool now?
Yeah, it's probably cool because it got popular by things like Firefox. That it's a big open source project that got mainstream adoption, and also I think part of the whole trend of social web and sharing and being open. So open source kind of fits into it, and everybody's opening up their API and meshing up stuff. So I guess that's why open source is right now trending. But it's challenging for many companies to really embrace open source because it means they really need to change their business model. For us, we grew up on open source. That's how we started. So that was like a given. We didn't have to adopt to become open source. I think it's very hard for companies to adopt to become open source. So I think the thing that makes open source so exciting is that everybody can take part, and everybody can contribute, and everybody can replicate and do his own thing. But that kind of makes it hard for many companies to live with the fact that, how can I protect my IP and what's my competitive edge if anybody can take a look at the source code and duplicate the effort. So it's a hard thing to grasp for many companies. You need to find ways where you can innovate, sometimes on the business model, in order to make it happen.
Okay.
And open source business models are struggling because if it's really open, anybody can take it, and you probably cannot charge for it. And then you need some other ways of monetizing it. So some companies are doing open source support, so you can download it for free and play with it, but if you want our support, you'll have to pay for it. That model kind of struggled as well. So it's interesting to see where it's going to go. I'm not sure many companies will really become open source. Probably just more APIs and SDKs that we're going to see out there, like the stuff that Facebook is doing and Netflix is doing and Yahoo is doing.
We don't talk about Yahoo in my film.
Why?
Sorry.
Okay. What other rules?
I'm just kidding.
Alright.
Just kidding.
I think technology in general is empowering. So usually it lets people do more. Sometimes it doesn't have a positive effect, but I think overall in the macro, we're always progressing. So I think the world is getting better and people are getting more moral. I think we're all as a society, we're getting better. I think stuff that you would look back 50 years and 20 years and 10 years, the way people talk, the way people operate, I think we're on overall we're making progress. And I think technology is a big part of it because it empowers people to do stuff like connect with each other and share and get more access to information. And I think that is a big part of the fact that society is changing. I think technology plays a huge part of it.
Okay. And a little bit back to how you said technology was empowering, because I really think that is, and I've experienced that on my own. I got a camera and access to the web, and I was able to start, making a film and promoting this film that I'm making. So, in that technology is empowering. Do you see that people more often are living their passions because they have discovered them through that?
I think it's probably still on the fringe. But, people that really take advantage of it and quit their day job and just pursuing something that they're really passionate about rather than having a job. So it's still on the fringe. I think technology probably makes it easier. Look at the number of people that operate a business in eBay or now making money from doing a blog or a podcast. But it's still, small numbers. It's probably going to get better. But I think in general, if you look at what technology does, it lets people take more control over their lives. But I think most people, general public, probably just being independent and working for yourself and pursuing your passion is more than just technology. It's a mindset, and I think that's always going to stay a small number of people. I don't think that's ever going to be like mainstream.